Good day, everyone. Welcome to our show. She is Talking. I'm your host, Fatma Al-Awadi, and with me here, my co-host and my good friend, Amal Al-Mulla. How are you, Amal?
Hello, Fatuma. I'm really great, and I really love the orange on you. It is splendid. Really, I love colors, but this color really reminds me of the sun, and I know that you are a summer person.
Yes.
So I think this really pops out that little, let's say, rosy cheeks of yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the compliment. I'll start wearing orange more.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about the monotoned or the monochromatic colors that I always wear. It's usually the basics, black, white, beige, or navy, right?
It's your comfort zone.
I think it is. I think I should learn from you how to dress more colorful.
Well, thank you, thank you. This is a great compliment, indirect, but it's a great compliment. Thank you, Fatuma. Today's episode is so full for us, the viewers, and for you. And the beginning, it is just nice to have that wonderful smile, Fatuma, in front of me, and really having those wonderful viewers also watching us, Fatma. Right. So I think we are ready to start the episode of She is Talking, but not now, right after
this break. Welcome back, dear viewers. We are still here on She is Talking, and Emil, we started talking about chocolate, right? You just entered the beautiful world of chocolate and Fatma, right? Also.
Yes, exactly, yes. Fatuma. You know, Fatuma, I remember seeing a wonderful movie that's called Chocolate. It was recorded in the southern of France.
Oh, you mean Chocolat with Johnny Depp, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I love it.
You just remember it,
yes,
and it's southern of France. And that was really a great movie that had us relate to the chocolate and the cocoa and that cocoa beans and all about it. And since we were young, also there is the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Of course, yes, it played a very big role. It's a pivotal role, actually, in the industry of chocolate, actually.
Exactly.
Even though it's a fancy movie.
It is, but
fantasy,
it gave us, it's a fancy and a fantasy.
Yes.
But it gave us a glimpse of how chocolate is important to our minds, if we can say so.
Right, and don't you notice that, or didn't you notice that when you were little, you would focus on anything that has chocolate? Right? As long as I can grab something that has chocolate in it, which is like the cocoa, right? The dark colored chocolate, then I'm fine. I don't want the candy, I don't want the bubble gums, I only want the chocolate. As we grow up, we tend to choose the finer pieces of chocolate.
Yes.
So you actually choose if this is dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or white chocolate, or something like that,
and
right?
what ingredients that goes with it.
Exactly.
Nuts or like orange, and you know, one of the famous brands of chocolates that ever was that wonderful surprises that we all love with lots of colors, and I really like it because it resembles me in loving colors. It's the Macintosh.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Quality Street,
yes.
Right? And then you would choose which one, and you know, we all know it by heart, I think. But if someone doesn't know it, they would have this little menu that says this one is
the filling
chocolate, the filling of this toffee or something like that. And we would always fight over the longer one, the yellow one, and then the Mercedes-Benz one, right?
Exactly. And you know, the yellow one or the purple one as well. At the end, we take those cellophanes and put them, and we write it.
I would do that in Gilgit.
Exactly, and see the word with lots of colors. So I think if we can remember all those good times, and it's the same time those good times are related and really linked to chocolate.
Yes.
So chocolate is always in the history of humanity, was linked to happiness.
Of course, and not just happiness, also health.
Yes.
And you don't just have chocolate bars or chocolate pieces, you also have chocolate drinks now, right? And hot cocoa, right? We call it hot cocoa because, or cacao also, when you say cacao, it's direct from the bean of
Yes,
the cacao, right?
yes.
They bring it directly from there, and they don't have additions or additives on it, and it becomes more natural. It's bitter actually.
Exactly, and that's
Yes.
what I like it so much. I like
Right.
that bitterness. in
Yes,
it.
and
especially nowadays in those cold weathers.
yes. The bitter chocolate drink is really a favorite.
With a little bit of marshmallows on top.
Yeah,
Do
you like
do you
marshmallow?
put marshmallow?
No.
I usually put a little bit just to have that. All of us would like to take a photo of those cocos and all those drinks. And
Do you take them out later?
And later on, I take
Okay. I usually go with the whipped cream,
Oh,
but
okay.
because it's cream and it's even though it's very heavy, right? So whipped cream, and then I would sprinkle some of the chocolate powder on it on top.
I
and-
put espresso on it. I put
Yes.
the coffee powder on top of that.
Yes, and also one of my favorite drinks is a mochaccino, which is a mocha, regular mocha, the dark one, not the white one, right?
Yes.
And it's coffee and chocolate. It's everything that's beautiful in the world,
See?
right?
Two of the most dark and wonderful. We always say dark and tall and handsome, and we mean by the bar of chocolate all the time, right?
Yes, exactly. And what's your favorite memory, or what's your best memory of chocolate?
Oh, I've got a lot of those memories,
Right.
But I remember one time I was around, like, let's say 8 to 9, and I was in, if we can say, it's in Russia, and it was in Leningrad, and I think it's Saint, what's called it now? There is another name for it. It's not Leningrad anymore.
Okay.
It was in Moscow, and
St. Petersburg?
yes,
Yes,
St.
yeah.
Petersburg there, and it was really cold. Because we were traveling a lot with my father, he's been on the sports juries and all those committees, and I was alone because my mom and father were inside with a committee, and they have and then I went to the kitchen of the hotel, and they made me a cocoa drink that was so special because they made it in front of me.
Right.
They chopped all of those really heavy chocolate cocos and put it in a pan, and
That's amazing.
and it was in front of me, and all of those people didn't speak any other than the Russian language, and I couldn't speak anything other than English and Arabic, but we
Understood one another, yeah.
and they gave me that, and it was a great memory because
It's
I was
beautiful.
with those warm people.
Right, it's so beautiful, and you can tell chocolate is a universal language, right?
Yes.
We can talk more about chocolate, and I think we need a full episode, a whole
Yes.
episode on chocolate and how the effects of chocolate is
We are surviving,
impacting
Rana.
us. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so dear viewers, we have more to talk about, so please stay tuned after this short break.
That was amazing.
Should we start?
I think I want to
should,
clap,
yes.
and I don't want to
I
really.
love it. Yeah, I
the-
didn't want it to stop.
Yeah, the atmosphere is really great. Like, hello, and we are back with you, dear viewers, with those wonderful melodies, and You have seen how much we get tuned in to that wonderful rhythm and the violin.
Yes, of course. And we want to welcome our guest today, Miss Nancy As-Safadi. Is that?
Yes,
Did I say it right?
Yes, that's right.
Welcome to our show. She is talking. Thank you very much for this beautiful piece. What do you call that?
This piece is called Mazurka
Okay.
by the famous composer Chopin.
Oh, okay. That's one of your favorites.
Yes,
right?
exactly,
Yes, yeah.
exactly. This is what I was talking about,
Yes.
like having a cup of coffee with a little bit of chocolate on the side,
And classical music.
and classical, and Chopin.
Chopin, yeah.
Chopin,
Right.
because it really gets me in the mood. And I think those combinations with those wonderful rhythms and melodies have, I don't know, they speak to the soul directly.
Yeah, I totally agree. As a musician, we deal with emotions and we speak the language of feelings all the time.
That's beautiful. So tell us about yourself a little bit, Miss Nancy. How long have you been playing the violin?
Well, for many, many years, for 17 years now.
Mashallah.
Yeah, I dedicated my whole life to violin. So it's been my passion since I was 7 years old.
That's
Actually,
amazing.
yeah.
Wow.
I started with piano, but then I discovered that no, this is not what I'm meant to be for. I'm meant for violin. So I always saw myself standing on a big stage and performing violin. So it felt for me very natural to pursue this dream.
Right.
And I decided that, okay, this is the only thing that I want to do for the rest of my life.
That's amazing.
This is great,
Wow.
really great.
Yes.
Knowing what you want and seeking it and going after it. This is really a great combination. I think is it a gift or training, or are they all together?
Well, it has to be a mix somehow. So when we talk about talent, talent basically it's about your ability, your natural ability to recognize the off-tune notes, the notes that are not right.
Right.
They're out of pitch. So this is talent, is to naturally recognize it. But that doesn't make you a musician, of course. So if I'm talented, yeah, I am maybe talented because all of my family, they're all musicians.
Mashallah.
So it's in
Mashallah.
our genes.
Yeah.
But what made me a skilled violinist is actually practice and not only talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect. And
Yeah.
especially when it comes to violin and the way you position your fingers, the way you position the bow, right? So could you please tell our dear viewers about the simple structure of the violin?
Yeah, so the violin consists of 4 strings and the bow is made out of the horsehair.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is really an ancient instrument.
Right.
And
And then you have the resin that goes with the bow.
the rosin,
Right,
rosin,
yes.
it's like a glue, a specific type of glue that is taken out from a specific type of tree.
Yeah.
So this is what brings out the sound from the violin. Without it, without the glue on the bow, there will be no sound coming out from the violin.
Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like you're greasing the
Yes.
bow, right? And
Yeah.
before you start playing, do you have to do it every time? No.
Well, as much as you play.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I play a lot, so I do it every day. But for example, for students who are learning, like beginners still, they can do it once a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And then tell us about the bow itself and how you can angle the horsehair, to make it loose or tight. What does
Yeah.
that make of a difference?
Yeah, so it's better not to make it really loose because then you will not really have power when you play on the string. Because when we play on the strings, it's like you are slicing bread with a knife, for example.
Oh, okay.
You have to cut through the string. So if you have a loose hair on your bow, you will not be able to do that motion of cutting with the bow. So it should be tight, but not over tight because it will affect the wood and it will make it more curved. It will ruin the shape of the wood of the bow.
Wow.
That's really. This is the first time I heard someone say that it's like cutting a bread.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it is really.
I think I found my teacher.
Yeah, you see, yeah. And by the way, Fatuma knows a little bit about violin. She's starting 2 years now,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think
A
she
little
needs
bit,
more
a
time.
little
yes,
bit,
but
and
I
also-
think I found a new teacher.
Yeah,
I hope
see,
my
yeah.
previous teacher doesn't see this episode, but yeah.
But I know that, yeah, if I can see it also in my mind. I am a good listener. I don't play any instruments of music, but I really appreciate a good music. And I know that the violin is one of the hardest instrument.
It is.
there
It's very
is.
hard.
It's very hard.
So
because-
difficult.
And you cannot really get that wonderful melody, that really pure sound of a violin, if you didn't really love it firsthand.
Yes, because I would not lie to you. There are times that I wanted to hold my instrument and smash it into the wall.
Okay.
So this happened, of course. We are humans.
Yes.
So loving something doesn't mean that, oh, I'm loving this all the time.
Yes.
There are some really hard times. There are some, angry times. You feel like this is not working. You have to leave it. You have to take a break.
Okay.
So, but your passion for something, even if you're like a little bit desperate or upset, but take a break and you will come back refreshed. So it's basically a mindset.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you have to train your mind
Nice.
to really put your feelings on the side and take it more in a practical way. So
Right.
this is something I have to do. It's like, going to work every day, every
Yes.
morning.
Mhm.
Do you like to wake up early in the morning? Not really, maybe.
But you have
But
to.
you have to.
But you have to, yes.
So you do it in any case because you know that what comes next is only development.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you've
that's
been.
really great.
It is, and Nancy, you've been playing for 17 years, and let's say you're almost 24, 25.
I'm 27.
Oh, you're 27. Okay,
Yeah.
mashallah. And now that you're 27, you have decided that this is the career that you want.
I decided this when I was 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I studied English literature.
Oh,
here in
okay.
Kuwait.
I did. I
Yeah?
did too. Yes.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you
Okay,
can
I really found my
Two
teacher
of
now.
our
Yes.
personals here with me. A science
We're like
personnel is
sisters.
not
Yeah,
me.
another
Well,
mother.
You found your soulmate.
I did. Thank you very much. Yes. Go
So
ahead.
I actually studied English literature, and but as I said, I started with violin many years
Way
before
earlier.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
So I decided that okay, I want to pursue music in a professional sense. I don't want to make it like, as they say here, a hobby.
Yes.
Because a hobby is like a 1-hour thing you do once a week.
Exactly.
But no, I want to do this every day. I don't want to be just like a teacher in a school, or I don't want to have a specific routine. I want to have like this exciting life
I
of
agree.
having different events, different concerts, maybe going abroad, playing abroad,
Nice.
teaching. So it's that, love for adrenaline. This is that gives me, my career gives me that.
That's amazing. That's really beautiful. And you have been abroad playing.
For now, no.
Okay.
But I recorded videos abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you actually go to events here locally in Kuwait.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah,
tell
I've
us
been-
about the events.
Well, actually, here in Kuwait, people have such an amazing musical taste. And I see that because especially Kuwaitis here, they travel so much to Europe and to foreign countries. So that's why they have this musical taste in classical and in Western music, which is what I do. I don't play Oriental music. My field is classical. So surprisingly, Kuwaitis here, they love it. So we click very well.
That's great, because classic music really speaks to you directly. This is from I say it from my experience. I can listen to classic music and I can relate to my day-to-day life activities, like waking up in the morning, or like in the afternoon having a coffee, or just like smoothing on the roads of Kuwait, or we are in the hectic of travels and the hectic of crowdedness of those and let's say unstraight roads that we
Right.
have nowadays, and sometimes like winding up at night before you go to sleep.
It really puts you in that focus mode,
Yeah.
that internal focus.
It does. It does, yes.
So you listen to classical music
Yes.
and suddenly the whole world is silent.
Exactly.
You don't listen to anything anymore.
Yeah.
All of your worries, all of your, tomorrow's responsibilities, yesterday's, miseries.
Nothing.
And you don't think of that
Yes.
anymore. You just think of the structure of the music and
Exactly.
what feelings is it generating in your system.
And you can find
That's
solutions, a lot of solutions while listening sometimes. You
Right.
think,
Yes.
like, because you focus.
Exactly.
You defocus the word and you focus upon yourself.
On yourself. And
Right.
this is the greatest power, I think.
That
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And do you think that because you play the violin, it's a spotlight instrument?
Yes.
You're the star,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, for the piano and for the guitar, because I play a little guitar, but like, you know, just strumming, nothing professional, right?
Okay.
And for the guitar, you can play it in the background. For the piano, you can play it in the background while the artist is singing. The violin, it's either the singer or the violin.
Yes.
Yeah.
You never find a song that you know the singer is singing and then the violin is right with it.
Yes.
Exactly.
No, but when the singer is stopping, or it stops, or the music stops, or the vocals stop,
Yes.
the violin starts to play.
That's very interesting that you noticed that. Actually,
Thank you.
I know this as a musician, but I never heard it from anyone. Actually,
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah, that,
Yes.
see, this is a great
An
thing.
expert in
Now, she's
music.
happy with a
Thank you
compliment.
very much.
yeah, it's because you know the violin has such an intense and sharp sound, and it's you play single notes on it, so it's not like guitar or piano. You play chords, so you can be an accompaniment. You can be like a soft background music. But with violin, the sound is really too bright. Whether it's violin or you know strings instruments in
Yes.
general, viola, cello, so they really pop out. You can't mix them really well with the
With the vocals.
it's a solo instrument. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it's
right.
like two singers.
Yes, so when you
like two
actually play the
singers.
violin,
Yeah.
you have a whole band, you know, just playing.
Because
just,
it sings by itself.
it sings by itself. Yes,
it sings
that's
by
why.
itself. That's
Yeah.
really
Exactly.
great.
Yeah.
So, speaking about professionally, there's a question like, do you think that someday we can see you in an opera?
Well,
with an orchestra. Have you done it?
It's this someday is gonna be very soon.
Whoa.
Yes,
So this is an
I have-
exclusive for she
An
is talking.
exclusive,
Foretell the
yes.
future.
Yes, this is an exclusive for she is talking. So
For
tell us.
the new year, hopefully.
Yes.
I'm planning to do like a soundtrack concert based.
Wow.
So it's going to be a concert with an orchestra that is covering soundtracks from famous movies.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be
is-
like a huge show
Hans
with
Zimmer.
yes.
Yes, please let us go to that
Really-
concert.
Zimmer
Yes,
for
we
sure.
have to.
We
Yes.
have to.
We
Yes.
have to.
So it's going to be like really exotic type of concert, not like the
Beautiful.
normal classical concert
Yes.
that I have in mind for another time. But for now, this is my dream. I want to do that really.
So I think this is exclusive for she is talking.
Yes.
And she is telling us that there would be a great surprise on the new year. Wow,
Yes.
that's wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Nancy.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
our director is very happy to cover the concert,
Yes,
right?
yeah, that would be really great.
That'd be my
covering it.
honor, really.
That's true.
Yes.
Thank you. And do you play other instruments, or have you tried playing other instruments since you are on the strings instrument?
Yes.
Do you think maybe the guitar or the cello would be also an easier option for you, or not?
No, actually. Well, yeah, since violin is the most difficult instrument, but I'm a violinist. If I want to, for example, learn guitar, the violin, if you can see, it's very small.
Right.
Okay.
The neck,
neck,
yeah,
yeah.
it's very small. The spaces of the hands, they're very small. On the guitar, it's way bigger.
Okay,
It's
yes.
wider with
Wider,
frets.
yes, with frets. So you have to change your whole posture and your hand spaces that I've been used now for years. So this, for me, is going to be very challenging.
Wow. Even though the violin is more difficult than the guitar, the
Yeah.
guitar would be challenging if you want to
Very-
switch.
Very
Okay.
much, because
Okay.
my physicality is built now on the spaces of the violin, the size of the
It's like
violin.
the memory of your
Yes,
Yeah.
I
muscles.
can, yeah.
of
So
your-
I
yeah.
actually tried with guitar, and the moment I held the guitar, I was playing it, I was like, what? The first finger is here, the second finger is like miles away, and I
Okay.
couldn't do that, like no way.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is really interesting. Listening to such, let's say, details about the violin and how you can do it, Miss Nancy. That's really amazing. Unfortunately, we would love I would love for myself, and I know Fatuma for sure is with me at the same time, to hear you talk about this wonderful instrument more and more. But unfortunately, time is not in our best interest today.
Well, it's
So
been
I
a
love-
pleasure, really, that I've talked, and You had this amazing questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Nancy.
thank you.
And we want to thank you for the piece and also
Yes.
for the information.
Thank you.
And for your lovely smile too. And we would
Thank you.
love to see you again. Okay,
Yes,
so I don't think
please.
this is the last time.
Yeah,
For sure.
it will never be a last time, but it is the last minute of this interview with our Nancy Al-Safadi, a violinist, who told us a little bit of that wonderful instrument who talks to the soul of us. So how now? A quick break, then continue. She is talking.
Welcome back, dear viewers. We are still here on She is Talking. And Emil, we talked about chocolate at the beginning of the episode. And now I think we have this report that talks about skincare and skin routine, right?
Yes.
Skincare routine is very important for us, and especially when the weather is changing.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
from chocolate to skincare routine, you know, chocolate causes a lot of problems for your skin if you're eating it in heavy amounts, right?
Yes, I think because of all of those oils in it and
Yes,
sugars.
and the sugar.
But you know something else? It can be really a treatment for the skin if you had the cocoa, let's say powder, and mixed up with a little bit of ingredients, and you can put a chocolate mask.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Do we smell like chocolate after
Well,
that?
yes,
I do,
exactly.
right?
It
Yeah,
would be, and
we
I
would.
know there is a lot of cocoa butter
Yes.
creams and lotions and all
Yes,
of that.
yes, exactly.
So I think chocolates is in our daily life all the time. But if we want to talk about something or the skincare or something, we need to see an expert doing that, right?
Right. So, dear viewers, stay tuned with us for this report.
Hello, my name is Atyab Allahu. I am specialized in skincare and makeup. I really do like to take care of my clients' skin once they come in for, let's say, a makeup session, or I start even applying their makeup. I take my time to prepare the skin, make sure it's well moisturized, even for oily skin, because some people believe that oily skin don't need to be moisturized, and that's wrong. It's just a different type of moisturizer. So ever since I started doing that, I've always took very good care of my clients' skin before applying their makeup. For skincare, I really like to emphasize for my clients or anyone out there the importance of having a routine. It is really crucial for any one of us here trying to take care of their skin, trying to get a better skin, let's say. It is really important for you to follow a specific routine. As I always believe and say, that consistency is key. So if you're trying to achieve a really good skin, then follow a routine that is specialized for you. A routine is mostly followed at night, because this is when the skin is ready to accept any type of treatment you're having on your skin. Otherwise, in the morning, I really do recommend having a really good cleanser and applying your SPF. And according to SPF, I really can't emphasize more how SPF is really important. Do not go out without applying your SPF, and try as much as you can to reapply your SPF every 2 hours. And one last thing to keep you with, I always emphasize on the importance of applying your SPF, as I said, daily, and do not underestimate the power of water. Try as much as you can to get yourself hydrated, and by doing that, you will assuredly see a very well moisturized and healthy and radiant skin. Thank you for having me.
And we are back with you, dear viewers. We are still talking with She Is Talking, and today we were talking a little bit about something really delicious. It's about chocolate. And as me and my colleague Fatima, we were talking and saying, I think that having a bit of chocolate would make me happy, or any person happy, and that is the secret to success.
I agree, and I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about the secret habits of successful people.
Exactly.
And we want to talk to our dear viewers about this with our co-host, Miss Ayat Al-Blushi. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, good, thank you.
It is great to always have you with us, Miss Ayat,
Thank
and
you
I
so
really love those pink colors.
Thank
It
you,
always
thank you.
suits you, and it gives us a little bit of coziness in the air.
Yeah,
right?
I can
Yes.
see that. I can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel those coziness.
Yes.
And speaking about coziness, and we were talking about chocolates and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Nice.
And when we were, I always remember in that movie that how he really managed to have a success in his life at the end. It was really a great, let's say, movie to give us a hint to those habits to be a successful person.
Yes, of course. Remember last time we talked about planning?
Yes.
All right, and I said that we should start, with small steps. The habits are the small steps that will lead us to our bigger goals.
Okay.
So it's important to have, healthy habits. And before talking about the habits, let us talk about how can we acquire the habits.
Oh.
Because as we said that, having goals is something needs change and effort.
Right.
The same thing as habits. So habits kind of like take 66 days, let's say, for them to, be installed in our system.
Okay.
Because they go through 3 stages. The first stage is the destructive stage, is where you have, let's pick a habit. What is something that you like to change? A habit.
Okay, so maybe I want to start walking or running more every day.
All right,
Okay.
and you don't do that?
No, I
No.
don't.
Okay, so you have first to make time for this.
Okay.
And this is kind of a challenge because you've never done that before. It's
Right.
not something set, so you have to make time for it.
Right.
It will become a struggle because you have to find time for it, and then after that and you notice whenever you make a goal or you want to start new thing, something happens. Like for example, you want to start eating healthy food.
Yeah.
And then your friend calls you, let's go to that restaurant. You have a lot of, gatherings
Yes.
offering a lot
Bye-bye
of
all
healthy
of those-
delicious
all
food.
of
Bye-bye
Yeah.
healthy food.
There
I
are,
promise.
those big, really commercial screens on the road with those
Exactly.
big
The billboards,
bars.
It's
yes,
like,
yes,
yeah,
the
they're-
billboards
they're
always
targeted
do
at
the
you.
trick,
in
yes.
front of
Yeah.
you.
That's why they pay a lot for them, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So when you see that, you gotta know it's like a challenge for you.
Okay.
It's like testing you. Are you still persistent with whatever you want to change, or are you just gonna give in for temptation? So if you give in for temptation, it means that you have to repeat it and start working again.
So you go back to square one.
Exactly.
Whatever you
Okay.
did goes away, and it goes vanishes in the air.
Really?
Right?
Exactly.
Yes. If
Yes,
you,
you
if
have
you
to
go back
repeat it.
to
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And then when you do it again, so you have to, test yourself. And this is important, is to be flexible and not to, all right, I have to do it daily. And one day you have an emergency and you couldn't do it. Here you have to say, it's fine, I'll continue tomorrow.
Okay.
So the thing is, if you exhaust yourself, you put pressure on yourself just to do this, you will have something called ego depletion. Is that when you're, it's when you're exhausting yourself, you put pressure and so on, then you reach a point where any temptation will,
burnt
take
out.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Yes,
the burning
yes,
out.
yes.
This
Yeah,
is
exactly.
the burned out. I
Exactly,
think.
it is a
I think
burnout.
it is us because I work so much. I have that other day a friend from Germany I know, and she texted me and she said, Emil, I think your hours of day are not like us. We have 24. I think you have 72.
Oh, that's nice.
Because I do a lot in one day, but I think yes, I need to slow down. To not burn down, right?
Because if you put a lot of pressure on yourself, you will reach that point, especially if you're following a diet, let's say, or want to eat healthy food. Then when you're hungry, you see a bar of chocolate, you're gonna eat that chocolate. You're not gonna think, is it healthy or not, but you're just hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't have any potential to continue.
Okay. Well, this is really interesting.
It is. And
Yes.
also, does this fall under the the secrets of the successful
The 7
people?
habits of
Yes,
successful
exactly.
person.
Thank you for
Yes.
putting that in
yeah,
the right
it's a very
terms.
well-known
Right.
book.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can really have too many habits, like for successful people, but before that we have to know how to install the habits.
Yeah.
So after doing the first stage, that temptation and being persistent, and then you have the second stage. Have you heard of the dark night of the soul?
The dark
The
night?
dark night.
Yeah,
of
the
soul?
dark
No.
night
No,
of the
no.
soul.
I know the Dark Knight is Batman.
Yeah,
That's
Batman.
Yes, I know. And I was
That's
just going
something
to say Batman. Yes, I'm very
this is
happy
the
to know
Dark Knight,
Batman.
how we know.
Yes.
No, yeah, this is a term called, it's on something like the phase that you reach where you have conflict between your desires and whatever
What
you
you
want
have to do.
achieve.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're gonna have, they say that the stress hormone level goes up at this stage, the cortisol. So you are kind of conflicting. Do you really want to continue doing this habit, or you want to just back to the old you?
Questioning yourself.
Yes. Should we
Exactly.
push forward if that happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's just a good sign that you're in the right track.
Wow.
Yeah, so never give up if that happened, because it's like a caterpillar. They struggle until they become a butterfly.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You have this struggle, and then after that, you become a butterfly.
That's
a new
amazing.
person.
That's really a great example. We are all butterflies.
Yes,
Yes.
You just
We
have
need-
to go through the
To
struggle.
go to this cocoon and struggle first, and then spread our wings and go.
Yes.
So also there are many areas in our lives that some of those areas we can excel in, and some others we don't excel in. For example, I'm very good at saving money and the financial part
Nice.
and all of that. I've taught myself how to actually be very consistent when it comes to spending and all of that and the expenses, right? But when it comes to, for example, the walking in the morning or walking every day, I had to have my husband or my friend take my hand, take me somewhere, and just push me to walk.
This is one of the habits, by the way, of successful people, that you always have teams with you to help you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So why am I very good and I have willpower when it comes to saving, but I don't have the same willpower when it comes to
Because it's something new to you. That's why it's something new. You've never done it before. You have to be persistent. It's kind of a challenge. That's why it's going to take a lot of time. I told you, like 22 days.
So do you think it's because I wanted this habit more than that habit? That's why I excelled at this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because
you don't have-
walking
yeah.
walking is something good for you.
Right.
So, and new. So you have to take time to build it as it becomes like something routinely done.
Right.
Yeah.
But because I don't like it internally, that's why I'm not very good at it.
Exactly.
Is that okay that
Yeah,
we
it's
say
okay.
that? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no
what about you, Emil?
Well, I don't think I'm having that hard a time of knowing my bad habits. I don't go to the gym. I don't do sports. What else? No, I'm good, but those things. But to start them over, I think starting swimming, because I like swimming.
Nice.
I'm not good at going to the gym. I always get bored easily. And this is something else. Like if I wanted to acquire a good habit, how can I really not get bored with that new habit?
Is to have a temptation there. Like if you want to go to the swimming pool, you can take your friends with you. Maybe you enjoy, your
Why
friends'
did you
company.
point at me? I don't want to go
Yeah.
to the gym. I don't want to go swimming pool.
With her.
Just choose someone that you're
It's not with
It's
her.
like with your friend. I'm like, no, not me, please.
No.
not Fatma.
I'm still trying to walk, right?
Yeah, so
yeah.
for
Yeah.
example, and you can say, this is what I do to myself. First I did, this is the habit that I really required throughout the years. I used to not wake up really early in the morning.
Okay.
But I noticed that a lot of people say the day has 24 hours, but we have less than that. What happening to the other hours?
Yeah.
So I noticed, okay, what if I wake up early, like at 5? Let's wake up and start doing, whatever I have to do. And then I did that. It was a struggle because, you're not used to it. You wake up in the morning and, sometimes you have headache, but I
Given
did
that
this-
you've slept early.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sleeping early, you're waking up early. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did it because I had my daughter. She was still a baby and I did not have help or anything. So I said, okay, if I want to, be successful in all these things, I have to, manage my time and I have to have more than these 24 hours.
Yes.
So I said, okay, let me wake up at 5. And then I started to do that and I accomplished really many things at that time.
Oh.
Yeah, I translated a book during that time.
That's
Yeah, I started a project during that time just because I woke up at, 5 a.m.
That's
That-
really
yeah,
good.
that's
And
really
it's
great.
one of the habits of the successful people, by the way.
Yes.
They wake
Okay.
up early before the sun rises.
Okay,
Right.
this is our daily
This
life.
is what you do.
This is
Yes.
my daily life. That's why I have 72 hours instead of 24.
Yeah, so what I do also is like I have to have breakfast. It's like the main
Yes,
meal of the day.
exactly.
So I said, okay, if I wake up early and I get to finish whatever I have to do, at 7 o'clock I can be there in one of my favorite restaurants.
Wow.
And I did that. It was really rewarding.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
really great.
Yeah,
Yes, and
and
having a breakfast is a wonderful thing. This is one
It
of the
is.
good habits
Yeah.
that I always try to like tell my children to have, because it's the important meal of the day, and I think it would make your mood exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
And I think a good breakfast with a bar of chocolate wouldn't really be amiss. Right,
No,
Fatima?
yes, I agree with you. Also, we were talking about chocolate. What do you think of chocolate now?
Oh, I love chocolate.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
Because
I-
when
we're
we
good,
had-
we're good.
I thought
Yeah, I had a
when
business of
Miss
chocolate.
Ayat is here, I'm gonna have to ask her. Yes.
No, that's really my weakness. So what I did is that no more chocolate at home.
Oh, okay.
But I
Wait,
do have
that's a
business-
habit.
This is a new habit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
tell
you know,
us.
for my kids also, I don't want them to eat a lot of chocolate, so we
Right.
don't bring chocolate at home. But I have a business for making healthy chocolate. So if we want chocolate, we can eat a healthy version of it. That's fine, but not
Wow.
too much.
Beautiful.
That's
Yes,
that's
a
really
good,
so. This is the project that
compromise.
you were working
Yeah.
on, right? To
Yeah,
have a
I had
healthy-
even another project planning. I had a planner.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
worked on it. So yeah, I worked on the time that I was waking up at 5.
Wonderful.
Right. And also, speaking of wisdom,
Yeah.
I like how you manage your travels, and I would like to get the traveling part into the habits part.
Yes.
Can we do that? Can we mix them together?
How?
Okay.
Let's mix them
So,
together.
what are the habits that helped you prepare for your travels and your quick escapes? I want to say.
Yeah. Those tiny escapes. First
right.
of all, the first habit is travel light
Okay.
with a carry-on or with a backpack.
Okay.
It's hard for me. I have to acquire that habit.
Yes,
Okay.
because most of us, especially ladies, we need to have a big bag with a lot of accessories, with a lot of clothes. But no, if you want to have that quick runaway or quick break for yourself, just those light bags.
Options, yes.
Just take a small amount of things, and then you can mix and match whatever. And think about the adventure. This is the second, the adventure you're gonna have. The next thing, what are you going to experience? I always like when I was really young to read to Tintin and those adventures
I
of
love
Tintin.
Tintin,
Yes.
yes,
So
yeah.
so that was the main image. Just I'm going on an adventure, and before I go to any getaway, all my house is organized into a
Wow.
plan. As you know, I'm
Nice.
a
Yes.
big fanatic of planning. So I know what are they gonna have to eat, and I put also ready-made meals. I make them in the fridge, in the freezer, and they can take it out and put it in the air fryer wherever they
Right.
want to eat.
Wow.
So those things I do before. So I organize everything.
Nice.
That's why everything is working as clockwise.
Wow, it's automatic.
Yes.
Now, thank you very much for this piece of information. And Miss Ayat, would you like to add anything else? Because I think our time here has come to an end.
Yeah, I just want to say, if you have a bad habit, like it depends on the character that you want to build. If you want to be like a good character, just start, by building healthy habits.
Okay,
I'm not going to say
thank-
successful.
Yes,
Healthy.
thank
That's
you
really
very
good.
much. Thank
Yes.
you, actually, both of you for today. Dear viewers, we still have more segments, so please stay tuned with us. Welcome back, dear viewers. We are very happy and very excited about this episode, but unfortunately, Emel, we have come to the end of our episode. What did you think of it?
Well, it was a delicious episode full of chocolates and full of music, as well as a little bit of the successful person's life and how can he really be a success, and what are those minor and bits and pieces of things that we can do to make us successful. I think a little bit of chocolate, dark chocolate a day would make me very happy, and I think it's the road to success, being happy. Dear viewers, I think this is a wrap for today's episode of She Is Talking. me, the crew of She's Talking, my colleague Fatma Al-Awadi, also all wish you a farewell and have that little bite. Bye-bye.